I'm at 40% is down this DL right now.
This man's downloading the game at the start of a GGP app. What a time to be alive.
What a time.
New year, new goons. It's time.
Yes, sir, baby.
But is it time to duel?
It's actually time for another episode of the Great Perfect Podcast, Todd. What's
It
going on,
is.
guys? Welcome back to episode 60 of the GGP Podcast. We're back in action. You got Young Flamingtons, you got Nitemare, Pokemon Legend Arceus JP, you got Broski, aka Duelmaster, Third Rate Duelist, and you got me. What's up? We're here. There's nothing to talk about. If I'm being real, there's not a lot to talk about.
It's
this episode.
been super, like, I don't know what I guess bland, kind of quiet, you know?
It's been blasé.
But then again, you know, the thing is we come off, you know, a big New Year's event.
Yeah.
So I guess you can't go, you know, back-to-back crazy events or anything like that. But, you know, yeah, it has been super quiet the past couple of weeks, aside from, you know, the new Sugarfest batch and Kizuna and stuff, you know, the typical stuff. Not much is really going on.
It's what to expect, though, when we're merged now. Because there's not two different versions of news to talk about. There's just one version of news to talk about.
Right.
So, without further ado, let's get talking with the Pirate Alliance Kizuna versus Blackbeard. Oh boy. So, along with this Pirate Alliance, we obviously got the Kizuna Ace and the Kizuna Mako unit as boosters, and we also got support Sabo.
Bro, that Sugarfest was fucking trash.
The Kizuna Sugafest sucked balls.
It was bad. Like, dude, people did so many multis to try and get both of them.
I did 10 multis. I got ace. That's it. 10 multis. Are you mad? Like, come on, dog. That's not okay. That's not okay.
And, like, if you wanted to be competitive in the Kizuna, like, you pretty much had to have at least one of the boosters to get more boss tokens and stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, this was also another Kizuna where you couldn't zombie. We tested it out profusely, and there was no zombieable method, so we're now stuck in big damage hell. But thankfully, we had some fatties that had some level 5 last taps, aka Zmart was out there doing...
Syringe.
Ringe out there as well, doing 15, 20 bill damage, so like, you know...
Didn't Akane have a good team?
86 he's a weird guy. He's not free to play, but he's also free to play. He's got a big brain. You just trust him, you know? And so we did alright. We ended up placing 48th, which is pretty good for us. I don't think we went too hard. I think we're pretty lax with it, but
I
think
fine.
First of all, I do want to mention the support Sabo Sugafest was actually pretty good because there was Mihawk would debut on that banner as well, I believe, and it was the Sabo, and then the Mr. Mr. 3, and then the Brule were all banner units. So like, there's a lot of fantastic. I ended up walking away with Mr. 3, Mihawk, and Sabo.
Oh wow! Look at this guy over here.
But then I didn't get fucking. I'm still missing Brule. I do not have Brule.
Okay,
still.
yeah, that sucks. Missing Brule. Yeah, she's so good.
But no, I was hella lucky on that front. And that Sabo support, damn, that's a good support unit to say the.
He's gonna be good moving forward. Yeah.
Did you end up pulling on that banner, Todd?
Yeah, I did too. The first one, I can't remember what I got on the first multi. It wasn't very good, but then I luckily got Sabo on like the 11th of the.
Yeah, I believe that was
second
me as
multi.
well.
Because the second multi was a guaranteed recommended unit, and like honestly, this is probably the best like support Suga we've ever had. Considering like all 4 of the recommended units were like god tier support. So, like, everyone wants them.
Yeah, and just for that Sabo, for people that for Knight and Flame who may not have seen it, when you get to the final stage, reduces despair and silence by 2 turns, reduces increased defense by 2 turns, and makes perfects easier hit for 1 turn. So the support, the support itself is
that Sabo's correct.
Yeah, it's such a good unit. Even that Ace unit, like the support Ace that came out as well.
Oh yeah,
a little earlier.
Yeah,
like we talked about it, but we didn't really reference it. But like that's a really good unit as well.
And the Sabo attaches to Luffy and Ace, so
it's over. it was over. So all right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Yeah, everyone wants us to talk about this. There were modders, obviously.
Wait, really?
Kizuna, in Kizuna Blackbeard. We ended up finishing Kizuna Blackbeard around 70th place. So like before the modders were removed, or at least a handful of them were removed. But then we ended up placing 48. So there was about 20 or 30 that were removed from the very beginning in terms of at least removed in general. But there are a lot of issues when it came to like removing everyone, and obviously not every modder or not every cheating alliance was removed, and then that caused a big stir in the community.
Yes, it was another poor performance from the Bandai team or the Treasure Cruise team for not managing it correctly. And it's kind of weird because we went through the whole process with the previous Super Boss on Global. And we thought and we expected moving forward that it was going to be managed a lot more efficiently. But that was not the case. It's
a very what upsets me about it is that they give themselves like 2 days to deal with everything
because finalize the rankings.
Because they tell you, the rewards for Kizuna will be this date. And then that means that everything has to be finalized before they can give out the rewards. So they give themselves such a short time frame to investigate and deal with all these cheaters, which is why they miss out on so many. That's the biggest issue that I see there. Like, I don't think people would mind. I take that back. This is the Treasure Cruise community. But like, I personally wouldn't mind waiting for my rewards to come if it meant that there was more of a fine-tuned, like, sieving through all the modding and cheating clients and people, and then you got your final rewards. Not like it matters if you're not, like, rank 1, 2, or, like, rank 1 and 2, I think it was, like, rank 1 and 2 are different rewards, 3 to 10 is a different set of rewards, then, like, 11 to 50 or 11 to 100 is another set of rewards. So, like, obviously the brackets are a bit weird, but, like, it's just, because they put themselves on such a time frame, and like they make it so challenging. Like they put a lot of pressure on themselves to get rid of everyone before they have to hand out rewards. So like there needs to be some new methodology in place that doesn't force them to be on like a 48-hour timeline to remove all the modders and cheaters. It's so
stupid as well because like there's so many of them that are like completely obvious, right? Like you got some that are legit. Like 3-member or like 5-member alliances, they're in like the top 10. It's like, that's literally not possible. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Mathematically, it's impossible. Just period. It's
considering
like,
the amount of boss tokens you would require to get through it, it just doesn't make sense.
Like, there's so many points you can look at and be like, this is like, you could have so many players like peer review and be like, this is a cheater, this is probably a cheater, this is maybe a cheater. Like, even like looking at bounty alone can really be a big indicator as well of like how established is this person's box, blah, blah, blah. But you know what the sad part is though? Is that if you were like a level 100 account but had like a level 5 last tap straw hats, you could still do really well. Because from what we saw in this Kizuna, straw hats are the best legend in the game. Like it's done. It's done.
It's just it's not even close.
Like it's not fair. It's genuinely not fair. If you have a level 5 last tab yourself or you use a friend captain, the damage you output is more than doubled. Period. Easily. Like, it's insane. Like you hit 9 bill and then you use level 5 last tap straw hats, you're hitting like 20 billion damage total. What?
Yeah.
So like at least it made clearing Kizuna bosses, at least like the super bosses, a little easier. But at the same time, I was talking to Ryoiin about this earlier, and it doesn't seem fair, the exponential scaling of Kizuna HP and then the rewards that accompany it. Like, it's not, like, there's no valuable. It's like,
I do agree with that. I think the scaling is just absolutely trash for the super bosses.
Totally.
I think they need to scale it down, especially because they've gotten rid of zombie teams now, and the fact that they already make box 7 in Super Boss Kizuna is so garbage. Like 2,000 items, 3 of each tablet, and only the normal tablets, by the way. There's no way that should be the case. So either decrease the amount of items available in box 7 to accommodate for the less tickets that we would normally get, because if we had access to Brook and stuff, obviously we'd have like hundreds of thousands of tickets.
Easy.
But it's annoying, man. It's just annoying.
So like my idea also, you could also have the idea of like, okay, if you want to maintain the scaling that it's currently at right now, by all means, you can do that. But you have to increase the tickets. Because right now, it's like you're clearing a boss that has 450 billion HP, and your reward is 300 tickets. How did that doesn't make sense?
No,
like,
it's not worth it.
It doesn't make sense. That should be 3,000 tickets or like 5,000 tickets. Like, you should make the tickets equate. Like, have like so for every billion, there's like 100 tickets of like you get 100 tickets in rewards or whatever, or maybe like something along those lines. So when it hits like 100 billion, you're getting 1,000 tickets for clearing that. When it hits 450 billion, you're getting 4,500 tickets. So at least that means like, okay, like it's still a lot of HP to clear, but you get way heavier compensated for the amount of damage you do. Because it's not only being able to build the damage teams, it's about having the necessary amount of super boss tokens to actually clear. And like you mentioned Todd, at the very start, if you didn't have at least one booster, it takes you minimum 3 regular Kizuna levels to get enough to first the boss once. Whereas if you have one booster, it takes 2. Even with 2 boosters, it still takes 2, but there's a lot more overlap. So like it takes 2, then the next time it takes 1. So like it does in that kind of sense. It's just like there needs to be some sort of mind you, I still really enjoy Super Boss Kizuna. I think it's still really fun. But this one didn't feel like a Super Boss Kizuna in the slightest. I don't know why. Maybe it was just me. But like, it just didn't feel like it was a Super Boss Kizuna.
I didn't get to use Brook, man. Didn't get to use Brook. It's not a Super Boss if I don't get to use Brook. Didn't get to use
Hannibal. I didn't get to spend 45 minutes resetting my game to get Kuma to kill.
Yeah, like didn't get to use my strength katakuri. Feels bad.
Didn't get to watch Todd do the Dex Super Boss for 45 minutes straight and then fail on with 3 turns left. Like, it's not fun. So, but I don't know. There's not much to say. Like, it's just
I think for sure they need to update the rewards, and it's not even just for Kizuna as well. It's like in almost every game mode they need to modernize these rewards.
That's the correct word there. Like, we're in a position now where, okay, Treasure Cruise has slowly updated game modes. I mean, aside from TM, except making the map way worse, they've slowly like updated things and got the quality of life stuff up to speed with like modernized gacha games. But now it's about modernizing the rewards people earn. Because a lot of the time, like, I keep on bringing this point because I think it's super important to remember, is that when we talk, like the 4 of us talk in these podcasts, we're always talking from a perspective of an endgame player or a player that's been in the game for a long period of time. But I guarantee you the majority of Treasure Cruise players are people that like will click on a Todd video or click on a Stump video, aka fuck Stump. Like they'll click on a video like that and they'll just like copy the team and play it. But they'll be like level 400, 500. They'll have some units, some not maxed, not everything limit broken, but like they'll be in a position where like they're a mid game or a casual player. And I think that you have to keep that in mind when it comes to content. And I think that a lot of the time, Treasure Cruise will either tailor towards beginners and then, or they'll tailor towards endgame, but they'll never tailor content towards that mid game player that I think is probably the bulk of the population of players. But I guess we're like, we're punching at air at the moment because it's the same shit every time, right? It's just the same shit. Just please,
pretty much
deal with the modders. Like that's just it. That needs to be a shoo-in. Like it just has to be, right? But again, not much we can do except look forward to a new legend release. Way, more legends!
Yay!
More legends. Let's go, Poggy. So we have the release of Sulong Inuarashi, Dogstorm, and Sulong Nekomamushi, aka Cat Viper. V2 versions, both decks. Did anyone anticipate this release whatsoever?
No, this is a really left field one. I mean, we kind of expected that Dog and Neko, like Sulong forms, would be a thing, and it makes sense for it to be this year, because like they already shown in anime like last year and stuff, so we expected it, but to be this quick, it was definitely a surprise.
It was,
and the fact that they made the character like so similar to Carrot as well, like I mean, I guess it makes sense why the character's similar to Carrot, but it's cool. It's cool. I like it. I like these units.
Like, they're pretty neat. Interesting overall. The Sugo Fest, I don't know if you guys want to touch on it too much, but it's pretty shit.
It's bad. It's literally New
Oh,
Yu Sugo
yeah.
without Super Sugos.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
the funniest part to me. Is that like they were like, oh, people love the New Yu Sugo because they pulled a lot on it. They pulled a lot of the New Yu Sugo, so we should remake it.
Right. Good one.
30 legends on part 1, no guarantee. 25 legends on part 2, with the guarantee of Neko or Inu respectively on part 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. 2 rare recruits, 3 musketeers, Roddy and BB. Is there anything interesting about them we should bring up? Are they good?
No, they're pretty basic rare recruits, but I think the cool thing about them is they'll have like the special reverse sailor effect,
Yeah.
which is kind of nice. So they can be used, especially for the new arena. Very, very good for that. And do they have? I think they both have, or is it just one of them? Yeah, so only one of them has a multi-stage special.
Yeah, Roddy and BB have a
BB, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they both had a multi-stage.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, oh, do they? But they don't. Seems like rare recruits these days are pretty generic. Kind of sad. They're all kind of like. I feel like rare recruits these days all like kind of cut and paste the
Like, they're
same kind of
good,
format.
But yeah, you're
Fair
right.
enough.
Yeah, they're all like pretty similar to each other. Like they're all like, I'll remove a couple debuffs by 5 turns. Like either color affinity or boost attack. Boost,
whatever the
or
legends
boost.
don't do, the rare
They do.
recruits end up doing.
Right. But
And
I
it's
guess
very
it depends.
boring.
Like the more you accumulate all these units, like it just it just adds more characters to the pool. Like sometimes you'll need that very specific unit
Correct.
that does 5 turns of X, Y, Z, and then also gives you a
Correct.
boost. You know.
Yeah, that's right. There's
So-
positives and negatives to it. But
Yeah.
on positives and negatives, let's do our usual reviewing ting. Dogstorm. He is a fighter slasher dex super class unit. I think, yeah, Dogstorm is super class
Yep.
unit.
Correct.
So his captain ability reduces cooldown of all specials by 2 turns and advances own special cooldown to max at the start of the fight. Reduces cooldown of own special by 5 turns at the start of stage 3. Boosts the attack of fighter, slasher, striker, and shooter characters by 4x. Boosts the attack of strength, dex, and quick characters by an additional 1.25. For 10 turns at the start of the fight, boosts chance of getting matching orbs, and if HP is above 50 at the start of the turn, attacks will ignore damage-reducing barriers and buffs. His special reduces special cooldown of all characters by 2 turns, and boosts the attack of fighter, slasher, striker, and shooter characters by 2.5x for 1 turn. If during that turn you score 2 perfects, amplifies the effect of orbs for strength, dex, and quick characters by 2.5x for 1 turn. He's super class. He must be captain, and other members of the crew must consist of Cat Viper, excluding supports. And then his super special is deals 100x character attack and typeless damage to all enemies that ignore damage negating abilities and barriers, and reduces cooldown of fighter, slasher, striker, and shooter by 1 turn, and transforms all fighters into super fighters.
Yeah.
Very cooldown heavy unit. Obviously.
This man wants to go fast.
One thing that I find interesting here is the reduces cooldown of own special by 5 turns at the start of stage 3.
So weird.
It's such a peculiar thing. Like, I don't get it. Why that? I get it for TM maybe. Like, it's super useful for treasure map. Like, I guess for a lot of content these days, there's always some sort of mini boss on stage 3. But
So are they gonna have
otherwise,
like
I don't get it.
Are they gonna have like a Kizuna that reduces cooldown by 5, like special reverses by 5 on the final boss stage or some stupid shit?
That's what I'd kind of foresee. Because I don't see the issue. Like I don't
It's
know.
gonna be a grand voyage thing.
That's also a really important thing to think about as well, right? It could be a Grand Voyage thing. Like, maybe Grand Voyage is 3 stages long. And then on the 3rd, you're meant to, like, kill... There's, like, 3 bosses back-to-back, maybe. So you have to use specials on stage 1, specials on stage 2, and then specials on stage 3. I mean, that could be the case, right? So, like...
Well, some people did calculate that if you do have, like, both, like, Cat Dog as the 2 captains, and they're both, like, Limit Break expanded, that you can use both specials on, like, a stage, like, 1, and then by the time you reach stage 5, you'll actually be able to get their specials all the way back again. Or by stage 4, you'll be able to get it all the way back again, depending on your team comp. Like, there are ways that you can do it, where in a 5-stage content, you can actually use their special twice. But, like, it's just, like, super weird.
It's interesting. Like, it's just such a, like... It's very peculiar that specific sentence is, like, reduces cooldowns of own special by 5 turns at the start of stage 3.
I do like the fact that they give themselves a max special to start the quest. That's sick.
Totally. It's just, I don't know, like, it's just interesting to me because, like, they could have said on the final stage, reduces their own cooldown. So there has to be something specific about stage 3 in upcoming content. I mean, looking at Arena Queen, nothing really happened on stage 3 that required you to necessarily, like,
no,
use their special or whatever it was, right?
attacks.
So, like, I don't know. Also, 5.25x Captain, if you have the class and the color combination, because it's additional, which is really good. That's a very good Captain, attack boost, 5.25x. And, I mean, going through defensive stuff, again, like, we've seen Legend Carrot. Legend Carrot's amazing. Like, just being able to just blitz through content. You don't need to bring specific units to clear debuffs. So, like, I think it's really good there. They're special. What do you guys think? 2 turns of cooldown, attack boost, and then after 2 perfects, an orb boost.
I like it, but my issue is I don't like the fact that the attack and the orb boost are like they're boosting separate things.
Different things, yep.
I wish that, Dog just boosted classes on both turns, and then Cat boosted both colors, because it means that using them on certain teams as, like, subs is going to be a bit more annoying. Like, if you're running them, like, if a Dog, for example, if you're using him on, like, a team that, with those classes, but, like, using, like, Roger Newgate, who's a Psy unit, like, he won't get this guy's orb boost on that next turn.
Yeah.
Like, this guy won't boost, sign-in characters, which really sucks. I think it would have been interesting if they did that. I
was going to say, like, it would have been cool if it was still a perfect hit thing, but it was like, it was like boost attack by 2.5x for 1 turn, and if during that turn you score 2 perfects, he also boosts the attack again, like the following turn or whatever. I think that would have been super cool if they had done that, because then at least, like, hybriding them would have, like, made, like, it would have just felt a little bit smoother, I suppose.
Yeah,
but
it would have been cool as well as if, like, after you hit the 2 perfects and you get the other boost in the following turn, if it also said, like, if you do hit those 2 perfects, it's like also reduce all characters' cooldowns by, like, an additional 2 turns in the next room or something like that. Oh, that would be really nutty.
That'd
be kind of busted.
But, like, I think a unit like this needs it, though. Doesn't need it. Like, he already juices enough cooldown as it is. Like, 2 turns in his captain ability, 2 turns per special, and then 1 turn in the superclass, I believe. Yeah. Yep. Superclass is kind of alright. I mean, damage for wave clear. And I mean, for superclass, though, you don't mind using it early on anyway. Purely because, like, it's wave clear, plus you get a stat boost. So, like...
Yeah, the fact that it doesn't, like, boost your damage on that turn with the activation means that, you can just use it to wave clear. Like, you can use it earlier on, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, stage 1, you pop that, you get into stage 2 straight away with a stat boost. Yeah. And you get 1 turn of cooldown as well, so now you're even faster into the quest overall.
Mm-hmm.
Support ability on Neko, Winder, and Carrot is a 1.75x attack boost to fighter, slasher, striker, and shooter characters. So that's pretty good.
It'll see some play. It doesn't have to be a damage dealing special either, just any special.
No, it's a straight up raw special, which is really good.
That's good.
That's good.
And Rumble Kit. Oh my god. Oh no. Reduces. So he has 100% resistance to damage over time, which is actually pretty interesting. I think it's one of the first times we've seen that as a resistance, I believe.
It makes sense because of Legend King in PvP, who does it. Yeah.
King and Magellan, I think, does it too, right?
I don't know if he does it. I know King definitely.
I might be wrong there. 30% reduction to quick. So his level 5 ability applies level 7 HP and attack up buff to Dex characters. When Cat Viper is on your crew, applies level 5 attack up buff to self. And then his Rumble ability is level 7 attack up to Dex for 20 seconds. Level 4 defense up to Dex for 20 seconds. Grants 0.2x counter to 2 Dex characters for 25 seconds. And when Cat Viper is on your crew, deal 2x attack in damage to 3 quick characters.
Well, I see this is going to be a new theme moving forward.
He's all right.
Yes, it is.
He's all right. I mean, I wouldn't gas him up. I mean, like, obviously, if you're running a Dex offensive team, you're running Neko and Inu together. Always, you have to.
If you have them, oh my god, dude, they are insanity together. If you have them both, I mean, we'll get into Cat a bit later, but the thing about it is as well is that this guy's going to be really really good on an offensive team if you're up against like quick only. If you're not against quick, this guy's just awful. Like just don't bother.
He doesn't for a unit that reduces a lot of cooldown. He has no cooldown reduction in Pirate Rumble.
Right. It would have been cool if they had some CT stuff. Yeah.
Instead of this counter bullshit, it should have said reduce specials by 25% or something like that.
Yeah.
Because counter's bad. Like I thought counter would work in the sense that like if you have counter and someone uses like a damage dealing special to you, like uses like their ability and hits you, you can like reflect that damage, but it only reflects like normal attacks in Pirate Rumble. So like it's kind of a waste of a buff.
He's trying to be like offensive focused, but he has a counter. I was like, what?
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, to be fair, he gives himself a massive attack buff, just himself alone. Like you get level 7 from his ability, then you get plus level 5 if you have Cat, so that's 12. And then he pops his special.
Do some as well?
Yeah, probably. And then like when he pops his special, he's level 19 minimum to himself. That's aside from every other buff you're gonna get. So he does do a lot of damage, but like you said, Todd, it's if you don't verse all quick or like majority quick, this guy is pretty dead. I feel like.
Yeah,
I guess
there's no point.
I guess that was the point of having the counter. Is like if you're not going up against quick, at least he provides something else. But at the same time,
it's not even a good counter
kind of,
either.
Yeah,
like it's only
exactly.
It's not even a good counter. Yeah, it's
point 2 is
trash.
shit. Like so, if a unit hits you for 1,000, you only reflect back 200.
Yeah,
like, it's not a lot to write. I mean, when you have units that like Yamato who comes out and binks 12, 13k, and you're more than likely dead. Like it's very rare that you're going to survive a hit like that. So the
one cool thing about
really
it though is that even if you don't have one or the other, the really cool thing is that you can just use any Cat Viper on like the last unit on your bench, and that will actually count towards his buffs.
That's a really good point, actually. I didn't think of that actually. Yeah, but that's a really good
that's
point.
what I did do because I have done a little bit of recording with him so far in PvP, and I have found him to be like really good offensively against quick. Like you just win. Like it's so good. Like Rob Lucci, CP0, V2 Borsalino, PvP Recruit Moria. Like you just destroy quick.
Yeah.
But anytime you're not against quick, like it just the offensive dex team is just bad. So
as it usually was, or as it always was, pretty much in the first place. But it is
so like he's fine.
I should also mention his Limit Break Sailor ability is he reduces 5 turns of cooldown when it's rewound. So that's
good
really,
usage as a sub.
Yeah, really good offering there. I don't think there's really much else to discuss on this unit, unfortunately. Out of 10, lads, where are we sitting with Inu?
Probably like high 7, low 8 would be my
I was gonna argue like 7.5 or 8 for myself. I think he's a good and thankfully enough, this is a batch legend, so it's always gonna be there for people.
True.
So like if you pick him up, fantastic. Or you have another great Carrot-esque legend that's Dex now, so you can clear a now wider variety of content. But he's not a milestone like you need to have this character unit.
I would probably go with a 7.7.
There you go. What are the rest of you think?
You can go Flame.
I would say 7.5. I mean, obviously I haven't played with him, but going off what you guys were talking about, how, you really don't want to use him against, X amount of color content, because otherwise just don't bring him. You could just bring somebody else. I would give him 7.5 for that. Also for, I guess, not being, too original. They kind of just went along with the carrot wave and made them all similar.
Better carrot.
Yeah, just better carrot.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could appreciate that, but it would have been cool if they had their own stuff. So I'll go with that too.
There you go. Knight, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll give them a 7. Like I think they're like good speedrun cap, but like I think they're weird. Like you guys were talking about earlier, where they have an attack boost that's class based, and then the orb boost is color based. Like that. Like it's good, but at the same time, like it's weird to fit on like a lot of teams. Like you have to like make a certain team that fits both criterias, and I don't really like stuff like that. So, and then also, what else did I? I also don't like the fact that it's like an attack boost and then a orb boost, like Neko Inu. Like, I always hated that shit. Like, it should just be an attack boost and then an attack boost.
Yeah.
And I feel like that makes more sense to me, but it is what it
It would
is.
have been if this character was like a 3x 2.5, sorry, a 3-turn 2.5x attack boost or some shit. Like that shit could have been crazy as well. It's I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess then preemptives and that, I don't know, whatever. All right, now on to his compadre, Cat Viper. Cat Viper is also a fighter slasher unit. He is a Dex super type. So do you guys like? I felt like this was a missed opportunity to release like one of these boys to be the slasher, and then so to release Inu as slasher and Neko as like shooter super classes.
I'm so mad that they made
Right.
him not a shooter.
Like, he has a gun on his head. He has a toolie.
Yeah.
He's got a piece, bro. And they're going to make him a
so
fighter
mad.
slasher? What's he
Shooters
slashing?
Shooters. I mean, then again, he can still boost shooters, so it's not a problem.
But it's like, if he was a shooter superclass and Inu was like a slasher superclass,
Yeah.
like making Inu a fighter superclass was a really weird option. Very obscure choice to make him fighter.
Yeah. I don't think anyone would have guessed that to be the first super fighter legend.
I guess they're like gonna leave Slasher for Zoro. I don't know, or maybe Mihawk is gonna get another legend. Like, I don't see anyone else that can.
Oh, they'll just wait until the Shanks movie.
Or that
Yeah,
too. Or
right.
they'll just wait. They'll wait for Sanji to use a sword to release another Sanji legend.
Let's go.
But okay, Neko fighter slasher Dex super class super type. Sorry, pretty similar captain ability, but I'll go through it anyway. 2 turns of cooldown to the and advances own special to max at the start of the fight. Reduces own cooldown by 5 turns at the start of stage 3. Boosts strength dex quick by 4x and boosts attack of fighter, slasher, striker, and shooter characters by additional 1.25. And for turns at the start of the fight, boosts chance of getting matching orbs. And if HP is 50% above 50%, sorry, at the start of the turn, he'll ignore damage reducing barriers and buffs. So pretty much the exact same captain, but they've just flipped the how the attack boost works. His special is reduces cooldown for all specials by 2 turns, and then amplifies the effect of orbs for strength, dex, and quick by 2.5x for 1 turn, and then after 1 turn, boosts the attack of fighter, slasher, striker, and shooter characters by 2.5x for 1 turn. His super special requires Inu to be on the team, and deals 100x character attack and typeless damage to all enemies. They'll ignore damage negating abilities and barriers. Reduces cooldown of strength, dex, and quick characters by 1 turn, and transforms dex into super dex. And then his support is on Inu, Wander, and Carrot again. Once per, and then when the character uses their special, amplifies the effect of orbs of strength, dex, and quick characters by 1.75. So pretty identical.
Right.
Yeah.
Not a lot there.
Copy my homework, yeah, but like make sure not to not make it obvious, man.
Yeah, copy my homework, but
Legit.
change a few things, man.
It's legit the same unit, but like things are just reversed. So it's so annoying and boring.
It's so shit. Cause like obviously they want you to use Inu and Neko as captains like individually, right? But like it's just like I feel like they're just worse king and queen. Is that a hot take?
Well,
Like-
it's interesting because a lot of people have been talking about the king and queen comparisons, and so king and queen do more damage. I don't think anyone really can argue
Yeah.
that because they do. But the thing here is the fact that cat dog are just faster, right? So it's about what you want to go with, and it's harder to build team with cat dog rather
Way
than
harder.
king queen, right? Because you're restricted to fighter, slasher, shooter, striker, and strength X quick, whereas king and queen are just driven powerhouse, pretty much. You can use quick and dex units interchangeably, I guess, but just driven and powerhouse, which is like not that difficult.
It's also like the thing that upsets me a lot as well is that the base attack boost is 4x.
Yep.
It should be the base should be like 4.5 or 4.75, and then if you have the class, it should boost an additional 0.5 to get it to the point for the 5.25.
I think Bandai really values the bypassing of defensive effects thing because they've always like that, right? Because any unit that has that has always
carried a 4x.
4x.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's 4x.
What the fuck?
I think if she becomes the captain in the middle of the adventure, I think she becomes 4.5.
Let me see.
I don't remember
4x
exactly.
if character becomes in the captain middle of the adventure, boost by 4.5.
Right.
Wait, she also boosts cerebral.
Yes.
These guys don't boost cerebral, do they? Or am I clueless?
No, they don't. Another thing about carrot comparisons, it's kind of interesting, is that for cat dog, they only last for 10 turns. The bypass defensive effects.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes, you're right.
And also, they have to be above 50% health.
It's very specific.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that.
Carrot is 12 turns flat.
Yeah, with no health condition.
Surely, like, they've seen the outcry for carrot and everyone being upset with only 12 turns. Nah, just kidding. 10 turns. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. I think legit they value this like bypassing of defensive effects way too highly. And the thing is the health condition is annoying, but at the same time, it can also be a good thing because if you do fall below 50%, you can then use damage reduction effects.
That's also a good point.
And even if they fall below 50%, they don't lose like their attack value. They're still going to be hitting as hard as they normally would. It's just they don't bypass defensive effects, and damage reducing abilities will now work. So you can fall below 50% on purpose, and then use like a damage reduction effect to not die, and then get through content that way. That's a bit niche, but you know.
I just would have preferred it to not be a 4. I just prefer like 4. What is it? 4x's is nothing. Like it's not enough, especially when you have especially when you're the legends that have come out after Roger Whitebeard, like Bon Clay, even Straw Hat Crew, like especially coming out after that like assortment of legends, like it's 4x
like
to a max of 5.25. 5.25 is fantastic, but like it's been mentioned, the restriction on team building becomes so much greater. Because you're only... And I mean, it's still a large array of units. It's still like 4 classes and 3 colors. But at the same time, it's still a restriction nonetheless. Like a heavy restriction of that too.
If you're using a 4x captain, you're probably doing one of two things. You're either hybriding with a better captain, or you've got Toki on your team. Those are like the only two ways you can kind of mitigate the lack of damage that you'd be getting. Or you're just up against content that's like not good. Or like really like easy.
Yeah.
Because those are the only two ways you can really mitigate that. Because if you're running double captains at a 4x, like that's just not going to cut it, unless you got some broken special like Toki.
Because there's no way you're using, there's no way you're just like, oh, I'm just going to use the 4x boost of Inu Neko. There's no way. Like you're building a team that has to use the 5.25.
Yeah, you'd predominantly be building for that 5 times boost with like both colors and classes, and then if you need to, you can run a character that's not fully boosted to get around gimmicks. That can work. Yeah,
it's I don't know. I mean, there's not really much to discuss with Cat because like it's pretty much the exact same thing.
Yeah,
I do like the fact that like, I mean, not really like the fact, but like it's cool how like both their like super specials reduce cooldown.
Yep.
Which is really nice. And also their reduces cooldown of their cooldown reduction on every on their captain and special are like rainbow.
Yes.
Which is also super useful as well. And if that was restricted, then these units would be way worse. But like thankfully having that just be like a rainbow cooldown reduction like is. I mean, you could use them a lot more in content then for like as crew units, just because like two turns of special cooldown is actually like pretty uncommon.
Yeah, there's not a lot of characters that do it, right? There's like Arlong Crew, Zorro.
Yep.
I think the Rare Recruit Killer's 2 turns.
Yep. And that's really it.
So there's not a lot. I mean, Perisper technically.
Yeah, exactly. Like 2 turns of it. And then them reducing their own cooldown by 5 when it gets rewinded. So like, it's super good in that kind of front. But I mean, it doesn't make the character any better, I suppose. But his Rumble Kit, so he's 100% resistance to silence, 30% reduction to quick. His level 5 ability is applies level 6 speed to Dex, level 4 defense to Dex. For the first 4 times this character lands a crit, applies level 2 attack up buff to Dex characters. When Dogstorm is on your crew, applies level 5 attack up buff to self. And then his Rumble special is deals 3.5x attack to all enemies in a large sideways range. When Dogstorm is on your crew, deals 3,500 fixed damage to 3 quick characters.
Yeah, so these two together on a...
I feel like Neko's better than Inu in PvP. Purely because he deals the 3.5x damage to all enemies in a large sideward range. He's not restricted to only doing damage to quick characters.
Yeah, so Neko's better outside of against quick. For sure.
He's even more viable at least.
So yeah, Dog gives you a bit more support, providing his special provides attack and defense buffs, and then also provides that counter. Whereas like Neko is like just purely damage focused with his special. So yeah, obviously together, god tier combo, but outside of that, it's like
It's interesting the crit thing applies level 2 attack up buff to Dex characters.
Right.
So you can get level in theory in his ability you get level 6 speed, level 4 defense, level 8 attack up, and then he gives himself level 5 attack up as well.
But there's nothing in his kit that provides crit up, right?
That's see again, instead of giving dickhead Dogstorm counter, instead of giving old mate counter, they should have given him crit up in his special.
I agree.
Pops his special, gives crit up. Neko's now hitting more crits, which means you get more attack up buff. So their synergy would be way more ridiculous. I mean, does strength Dogstorm give you crit like that? There's the 6+ Inu, the slasher one. So I guess you could potentially run that if you don't have Dex Inu, but if that's the case, then maybe that's a viable option. But then again, now you're grasping at straws at this point to come up with a plan.
That's a weird one. Because because the way I was doing it when I was testing out Dogstorm, I just had like PvP rare recruit Neko on the team. I mean,
that's a fantastic unit still. So
I don't know what you put the other way around. Like, there's no good Dogstorm units in PvP, right?
I guess there's
that's Cerebral Slasher one.
I was gonna say there's the rare recruit one that's not bad.
I was just looking to see if there was any like crit up units for Dex in PvP, but there's like really not that many at all.
No.
So you guys have to like hope you get lucky. But then again, like, you don't really have to rely on the crit because like you've already got a lot of attack because they both give each other attack.
Yeah.
And you know, you've got other really good offensive Dex units like Lucci and Moria and stuff. So I do think I like Dog better though.
I think I do as well. I don't know. I think I'm in the same boat as you.
So Dog with the Captain ability provides the 4x boost to classes, whereas Cat provides the 4x boost to the colors.
Yep.
And I do like the initial activated special of Dog better than the initial activated special of Cat, because Dog gives the attack boost to those classes plus the cooldown on initial, whereas Cat is the orb to the colors on initial.
I think attack boost is better than orb boost.
Yes. And I do think the support of Dog is better as well.
I think an attack boost is better than orb boost to start off with.
But in PvP, Cat is better.
Yeah. So I would say I'd probably give them the exact same score anyway. I think it's just
they're pretty close. Yeah, like, people even ask, like, oh, which one should I pull for? It's like, they're really... I mean, if you really want to pull, that is.
Which you shouldn't, like, mind you. PSA,
probably shouldn't.
This banner is shit. Like, I know people clown on, like, other, like, content creators for pulling on these banners, but they're content creators. This is, like, they make money off this, so fuck you. But, like, you as the average player, don't pull on this banner. There's no reason in the world to pull on this banner at all. But if you were to pull, I would argue maybe pulling for Inu other than Neko. That'd probably be my preference, but they're pretty cut and dry. Like, they're basically the exact same unit, just little changes here and there. Because either way, if you're running in your own Inu as captain, you're using a friend captain Neko, and vice versa. So like, you're gonna get both of their abilities either way.
Right.
I think that's it for them. I mean, remember they have to do scores. The score's probably the exact same, so fuck them. Get out of here, you nerds. That's it. Done. We got the boring stuff's out of the way. Now let's get into saying F you Bandai a little bit more, because they also did a little fucky thing as well. Metal Exchange.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Woo!
We got all excited.
Metal Exchange, ladies and gentlemen. So, this month's Metal Exchange is actually pretty weird. You have Bonnie, V3 Blackbeard, Super Type Sabo, Super Type Blackbeard, Super Type Sabo, and Super Type Snake Man on the 400 medals. The 250 you have Bato, Cav, and Cracker. The 150 you have V2 Racer and Usopp. And then you have, in a 100 medal tier, you have the Valentine's Limited Rare Recruit Margaret, and then the Valentine's Limited Rare Recruit Mancherry. So, first the big positive out of that is that from now on, there will always be a special unit available in the Metal Exchange. So that's a positive. It's a very big positive at that too. Downside of that is Margaret and Mancherry are not worth 100 medals in the slightest. No. They're not even worth like 10. So like, I mean, it has ups and downs, but hopefully what that means is that we will eventually get some decent limited rare recruits. I mean, we had the Log Ace and the Log Vivi in like a bit ago. So like they were pretty good, but hey, we have to take the positives where we can, and having a guaranteed limited rare recruit unit every month is going to be pretty exciting. The downsides, which will be the big contention point, we have you are limited to how many units you can purchase in each tier. So in the 400 medal tier, you can only purchase one unit. Like, you can only purchase a unit, once. I shouldn't say one unit. You can purchase a Bonnie once, a Blackbeard once, a Sabo once, and a Snake Man once. In the 250 medal tier, you're limited to two purchases each. And then in the 150 medal tier, you're limited to 3 purchases each.
So annoying.
Oh boy!
The first time that they do it for a character that people would actually want to buy multiple copies of.
So let me get into some numbers real quick. I know it's always really boring, but let me just tell you. 400 medals is 37 multis.
Yep.
You've spent 37 multis. 37 multis is 1,850 gems.
Mm-hmm.
1,850 gems. The largest gem pack right now is 280 gems, right? So you have to buy that pack 6.6 times. Currently, in Australian dollars, that's $159.99. So for you to purchase one copy of Bonnie in AUD is $1,057. To purchase one copy.
Seems fair.
Seems fair, right?
Yeah.
I'm sat here with 4,000 medals. So what we can do here is you can run the math and say if it's going to cost you, if $1,057 is how many it's going to get you to about, what is it? It'll get you 37 multis times by 100 and you get 11. It's 407. That's 407 medals. So you can go 1,057 divided by the 407. That means every medal is valued at, $1 gets you 2.5 medals.
Okay.
So if I have 4.1 thousand medals right now, that's 10 grand, right?
Jesus.
Yeah.
They're my medals. I spent money. I spent my gems, whether they were free to play gems or whether they were gems that I purchased. I spent my gems. I should be able to use my medals however I want. There should be no limit to how many units I can purchase. Furthermore, you haven't even made a farmable method or a way to acquire Bonnie's tablets outside of lucky TM drops for regular players to max out the unit. Do not limit how many units you can purchase. That's not on. In any stretch of the imagination, the medal system thrives on how many gems you spend. Furthermore, they remove the medals you earn from free multis anyway. So the majority of the medals people earn now are medals that they spent their gems on. Their gems they either saved up or they purchased. So why, in any stretch of the imagination, would you limit how many units you can purchase with your medals? That's your currency. It doesn't make any sense to me. I will not accept I will not accept any argument for this because there's no argument for this.
There's no reason for them to have done this at all. I don't really
Well,
understand it.
Here we go. Dev Knight on the case.
Well, I was talking to everyone in the back, Yoshi, Boshi, Doshi,
Yoshi,
and
Boshi, Doshi. All right, here we go. What do they have to say?
They said that it would break the game's economy.
Oh no!
Oh, but they're like, but they'll hand out like 10 gold tickets or whatever these days. Like I don't know. It's just like it's upsetting. Like it's such a silly thing. And like you mentioned before, I went on my tirade.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time that Bonnie's been introduced in the metal shop. So this is a big chance for people to rainbow her out by
she's
purchasing
very
duplicates.
difficult to rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
So like for them to limit it to one purchase, like I won't purchase it anymore.
What's she got? She's got hunger, she has fear, and the healing reduction.
So three limit break abilities that cannot be acquired via rewards. They can only be acquired via drops.
Mm-hmm.
Elaborate to me how that makes any sense. It all has to do with Grand Voyage. I'm telling you.
Bro, you just have to do more pulls for when Bonnie's available on the banner.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm dumb. Fuck, man, you're 100% right.
You idiot.
Fucking stupid.
You just have to pull her with the Sugo ticket.
You know the craziest part about the 37 multis you need to do to purchase one Bonnie is that on her Sugo Fest you would have pulled her in 7 less multis at the guarantee. So like 400 medals in itself is such a ridiculous amount when you really break it down. It's actually an unfathomable amount. Like obviously, like the whole point of it is that you pull on multiple Sugo Fests, so over time you acquire them, and then eventually you can buy units you're missing out on. I get that. But at the same time, 400 medals is really steep because they only give you 11 per multi. Like it's actually a ridiculous amount. Like maybe like if they change it so if you pulled a legend, you'd get 5 medals for pulling a legend or whatever. Like then at least like, you know, on big celebrations when you're doing like lots of multis, you're actually building up a larger amount of medals overall. But having it be 37 multis to purchase a copy of Bonnie, and then you can't purchase any more copies than that is just ridiculous.
You know what? Actually, I probably would have supported this if, like, in the case of like hypothetically, if Super Sugos were ever pullable, you can only buy one of them. I would understand that.
Yep, I agree. I agree. I mean, I
but
agree.
not for these regular legends. That just doesn't make sense.
If they ended up putting like eventually like they put Odin and Roger in the 400 medal tier, right? I doubt they ever would. But if they end up doing that and said, hey, Super Sugo units are only able to purchase one of in that rotation, fair enough. Makes sense, right? Especially with like the last tap units, because like last tap's busted. So it makes sense, right? But like fucking imagine saying you can only purchase one Blackbeard. I mean, no one wants to purchase him in the first place, but like the legend shit. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And even like breaking it down, only being able to purchase 2 copies of the 250 medals and 3 copies of the 150 also makes 0 sense to me as well. This whole restriction makes no sense to limit the amount of legends you can purchase from your own medals.
Yeah.
They sat in the meeting room. They stick their hand in the hat. They're like, "What are we
what
fucking up this month
today?" Yoshi, Doshi, and Toshi sitting in the meeting room with Nitemare, fucking
right
in the hat. What are we gonna? Oh, let's add a restriction to how many medals you can spend. Way, like, come on, dog.
This guy Knight pulled all the TM papers out the hat.
Every time TM gets worse, it's not.
Bruh.
It's just it's such a backward step. 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
2 steps back.
I've been saying this shit for years, man. Like, it's I don't know. Like, it's such a backward step because, like, the introduction of the metal shop was hype. You guys remember that? Everyone's like, oh shit, you can now start to purchase, like, older legends. Oh, okay.
Yep.
400 medals is really steep for a legend when you really think about it, but because you accumulate them over time, it's fine. Because you're pulling a couple multis on TM banner, maybe one multi on the new support banner, maybe one multi here. You add them up, or over time you're gonna get those. You know, on the big banners, you're spending a lot of gems because you're pulling for the brand new units. Like, okay, cool, but limiting how many you can purchase just makes no sense. It makes zero sense. Either limit, like, if you're gonna limit how many we can purchase, add all the new limit break tablets to the regular pool of tablets. Stop having them on such a high accolade of limit break abilities. Plain and simple. You have to pick now. I don't know. Like, maybe Grand Voyage will will allow us to farm the new tablets, I suppose. But otherwise, like, I doubt it. So I don't know if there's not really much else to talk about the metal shop there. It's just stupid. But
yep.
I mean,
we all hate it. No one liked it, and yeah, that's stinky.
I can smell it from here. It smells like the meeting room, man. That they pulled the thing from.
Yeah, they posted on main, man.
Are you posting memes in general chat? Nah, dog, you can't be doing that, bro. All right, the final thing we're going to talk about today is the survey. Ooh, so
was a thing.
Yeah, so the survey kind of came out of the blue. No one really expected it to happen. There's no reward for filling out the survey as well, mind you. So that's a big FU to Bandai and a big FU from Bandai to us. But I have it up right now. We're gonna go through each question. We're just gonna like skim through it because there's really not much to discuss. I mean, there's a few things that are pretty interesting, but other than that, we move on. How would you rate your satisfaction with Treasure Cruise out of 1 to 10? I mean, people kind of can give their opinions there. The next thing is regarding One Piece Treasure Cruise. How do you feel about the following points? This is on a scale from dissatisfied to satisfied. You have entertainment value, rules, tutorial clarity, feeling of achievement, balance and difficulty, time and frequency of loading and downloading, in-game layout, multiplayer functionality, and communication features. So you can go through that kind of stuff. If you select it, go for it.
When does this survey conclude?
I have no idea. Let me look real quick.
Yeah, it might be good because by the time this goes out, it might be already complete.
14th of Feb. So you still have,
plenty of time.
So this will be out before the end of the survey. Yep. So make sure you do that. Then if you answered dissatisfied or more dissatisfied for more dissatisfied than not for entertainment value, please explain your reasoning.
Tell me why.
Tell me why you don't like the game.
Bruh.
Regarding OPTC, how do you feel about the following points? Amount of in-game content, fucking dissatisfied. Reproduction of original work, production quality, in-game summary and recruiting feature, login bonuses and rewards for clearing stages, and then also FAQ and help, information posted on social media, level of dedication on part of the development team. Then if you posted dissatisfied or more dissatisfied than not to level of dedication on part of the dev team, please explain why. Mind you, they capped everything out at 1,000 characters. And I guarantee the reason why is because a lot of the time the subreddit will post a list of issues that is 10,000 words and people will just spam that at them. So they did cap the amount of characters you can use. And then one of the final questions is, would you recommend OPTC to a friend or acquaintance? No, that's the devil's work. Regarding Treasure Cruise, how do you feel about the following points? I feel that players' opinions are reflected in the IP and its service. I feel like it's a central part of my life. I mean, yeah. I want to enjoy this IP even more. I want to be inspired by this IP. I want to enjoy this with my friends and family. I want to talk about this IP with other people. And then there's a final point for comments.
Imagine you're at the dinner table. You're like,
your mom asks you, how'd your summons go, sweetie?
Have you been playing Treasure Cruise?
How's your TM farming going, sweetheart? Oh, mom, it's pretty rough. I didn't get the boosters like dad over here. Yeah, son, fuck you. I'm gonna beat you, you piece of shit. It's all right, dad. Why are you getting so aggressive, man? But it's a pretty stock standard survey. It's pretty generalized. So I mean, I kind of went in. I think the points that I heavily went towards was, lack of content, and the Sugafest system being severely outdated. Though I think the two biggest points that I kind of brought up. I'm sure there's a lot more other things that people are gonna punch the air about and cry about, but make sure you do the survey. That was just a real quick summary of it, but make sure you fill it out because the information does get read out. It does get processed, but does it get acted upon? It's up to the dev team, I suppose. But the information does get collated and put into a nice, neat collection of information. So make sure you do that. But that's it for regular content. So in other news, the TM silhouette exists. It probably is Perispero. I mean, going with the theme of Neko Inu, Queen Arena, that kind of stuff. Pirate Rumble Dalton Sugafest is out. I mean, he seems like a pretty decent quick unit. No, Dex unit, sorry. So,
yeah, he works. If you got Cat Dog and you have him, I mean, that's all. And I think like Borsalino is a featured. He's a recommended unit. Amori is a recommended unit. Cavendish is a recommended unit. Basically, from the PvP Sugo and the new batch Sugo, you can build like the best offensive Dex team, pretty much. But like, don't do that because you should save your gems.
don't pull on that banner. And then, like we said, Arena Queen is out. Make sure you go clear her with 3 units because that's possible. And
I saw that. That's crazy, dude.
Did you guys see that? You can clear Arena Queen. Okay, mind you,
I watched it.
Arena Queen is a 12-star difficulty. So the high star difficulty arena, you can clear Arena Queen with Toki Friend Captain, V3 Zoro Captain, and Shanks Crew. 3 units, no supports. In 4 minutes. In 4 minutes.
That is absurd.
I mean, it's...
3 units. None of them are new batch either.
None of them are new batch. They're all
That's crazy.
Like, I mean...
To be fair, it's Toki.
To be fair, it's Toki. But at the same time, it's a 12-star difficulty arena. You should not be clearing this in 3 minutes. Come on, dog. It's like 4 minutes with 3 units. I mean, the team that I used was like I think I cleared arena in like I cleared it very quickly. It was a very easy arena. It was just way too easy.
Yeah, because it's so focused on the speed farming. Like you can just you can blitz it. I haven't done it myself yet, but it's not going to take long at all.
No, I think it was 45 minutes with me. So like I was out of there and like I started at like 7 p.m. finished 7:45. I was out of there. I was like, see you later. Another bit of content. Next bit of content is in the 16th. So we have like basically a 2-week break until TM
like
starts.
What the hell are they doing between now and TM?
Oh, but the GARP challenge is reset. Shut up. Shut up. That's not content.
Like they should still be releasing like a raid every month. Like this would be the perfect time to have like a raid boss as well.
Yeah.
When was the last time there was a raid?
I think
you mentioned
for Japan,
Buggy,
I believe.
Wasn't it?
It was the buggy that came out with the original V1 Straw Hat Crew
the buggy crew unit. That
that one.
That's the last arena. A raid unit.
Yep.
Jeez.
So there's no more clashes?
Raid's dead.
No,
there are, but they're just very rare.
They're very rare clash, like very rare bits of content. For some stupid reason, because arenas are basically clashes. So like, I don't understand the point of not having raid units, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, the last one was that buggy crew unit. That is, and then the one before that was when Marker came out, when Legend Magellan dropped.
That's so long ago, bro. That's so long.
That's dumb. Like, have they just completely forgotten about clashes
now? Dude, the buggy unit came out in May of last year. Because that's when the Straw Hats came out.
Yep.
It's been more than half a year since a raid unit came out.
Well, you know what else is kind of stupid is that it's been now like 13, 14 months since the ship came out.
Yeah, that's cancer.
Like, what are they doing? Like, legit, what are they doing? I'm so freaking tilted.
It's because, like, you have to keep in mind, again, the content cycle, man. It's the content cycle. The content cycle right now generates a lot of money because it heavily relies on new units to clear things. That's why you make a lot of money.
I get that like raids technically don't make the money, but they could literally do an unlockable ship and make it cost 30 gems. Like, technically it doesn't make the money, but people would probably spend, money to get gems to buy the ship if it's
also
a good
like
ship.
They're not going to develop a new forest because that's a lot of effort. That's 20 stages, of which like 12 of them have to be like mini bosses.
Yeah.
So like,
I hated training forests to begin with, to be honest.
I mean, me too, but at least it was content.
Yeah, people would love it.
It's not to farm, but to play at least. you know. And it was actually, and Forest is a very good way to gauge like the actual strength and quality of a legend as well. You know,
and their resilience.
How's their durability or whatever.
Yep.
Snafking would use the word.
When's the next 13-star Garp challenge?
Yeah, bring back Garp 6.
That's what
Garp
I'm saying,
6,
bro. Bring back Garp 6
Or
and let's see how it
Garp
goes
7.
now. Garp 8,
Yeah,
fuck it. Skip Garp 7, bro. We're going to Garp 8.
Garp.
Wait, but then they'll do like a Garp 8 with like what 13-star difficulty, and you'll clear it with like 3 units.
I'm down. That'd be funny.
You go into Garp 8. Everybody has like a bill HP.
Hey, maybe bro, I honestly think they're hedging their bets for Grand Voyage to be like that game mode you play in between everything. Like that's like you have downtime or you farm Grand Voyage.
You already know when it drops. People are gonna freaking no life it.
But my hope is that it is no lifeable in the sense that it doesn't end. You can just keep playing the content passively every day.
It comes down to what the rewards are and what you can get out of it. Because
That's
if you
what
don't
I'm
get anything
scared
out of
about.
it, people aren't really gonna play it.
I'm scared that when I go to farm it, the drop's gonna be fucking tomes and small shards.
On berries and cola.
And berries and cola. If that's the case, I'm not playing. I'm gonna get the Chopper Man mission rewards and I'm done. I'm out. See you later. So like, it's.
I would also. It'd be really cool if it had something to do with the alliances too, in some way.
I just see. I was talking again. Me and Ryoiin had a small little like discussion about.
Oh yeah,
Grand
I watched a
Voyage.
bit of that. Yeah.
And I think that it's an opportunity for them to make an Easy A-esque system with Grand Voyage. In the sense that like, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but Easy A-ing or upgrading a character requires you to get like medals, right? From like clearing bits of content. So if they want you to use older units, maybe in order for you to upgrade V1 Whitebeard from like a 3.5x captain to a 5x captain you have to use that Whitebeard in this Grand Voyage content to earn Whitebeard medals or Whitebeard upgrade material. And then when you earn a certain amount of upgrade material, you can use that to buff his captain and his special and his Pirate Rumble stuff.
Yeah, like you have to use him in the content itself to get
but
the
you
buff.
have to
That'd be
actually
kind of cool,
use
to
it.
be honest. That'd be fun.
You have to use him whether it's as a captain or a support, or not a support, captain or a sailor. But if you're using him, then you get like the Whitebeard medal drops or whatever, let's say, and then you can use those medal drops to upgrade his captain and his special to a certain point. That's my hopes for what Grand Voyage could be. Because if that's what Grand Voyage is like, then it makes sense why Yoshi specifically said it's non-repetitive content and it will let you use older legends will shine. Purely because you have to use them to clear the content to upgrade them. I doubt it, but it would be really cool if that was how they introduced a new upgrading system. Because there's no way they're going to make an upgrading system that's free to play. Like, there's no way. But, I mean, we can only hold our hope, right?
Yeah, like, we just hope that, this entire period that we've had where, we haven't had a lot of new content. It's just been, like, cycle. And they've been investing a lot into this new game mode. I hope that it pays off.
I just hope that it isn't like, okay, month 1, there's 10 bosses to fight. You clear all 10 bosses, you're done for the month. And then it resets the following month or whatever. I just hope that it's like an island that you have to continuously verse to make it harder, but then it stops at a particular point where you can keep farming that island to get limit break drops. So you can get points that you can, maybe, it'd be cool as well, use the point farming event system so you can earn points, but that you can spend those points in a Ray Shop-esque thing where you can buy limit break materials and tablets and stuff. So you can always farm it if you have stamina or whatever to earn points and then spend the points in the shop somewhere to buy materials and things.
Right.
You don't want that because there's gonna be a limit, like every other shop.
You can only buy 1 shard per month. Because there's still no way to purchase gold keys, silver keys, TM keys. Like,
I was gonna say it's gonna be like those old Kizunas where it takes like 6 Kizunas to finish the unit.
I hated that when they did that.
Dude, imagine. I'm so
6 months.
I'm so nervous. Yeah, 6 months and then you don't even use the unit. That's the sad part.
Like, that's the thing is, like, and Akainu, that I don't think I've actually used that unit in content ever. To be honest,
I've used the Ace and Marco unit.
Zoro Sanji saw a bit of play initially.
The Ace and Marco unit's really good because they have a really good like strength attack boost.
Yeah, and they reduce your health. And
so
it's a Marco and an Ace unit, so they got good supports.
Zoro Sanji's really good, or like pretty good overall, but in the long tail, it's not not bad overall. But we will get into everyone's favorite segment after their favorite segment. It's the Q&A.
Hey.
As per usual, you can send us some questions to Twitter at GGP Podcast, or you can send them in via our YouTube community tab. First question from Troy Sacchio. They ask, if there was any global anniversary, what do you guys think the units will be? I think some kind of dual unit or dual character like Nami, Usopp, and Jinbei Robin.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, let's hope not.
Let's hope it's nothing like them. That would be great.
I mean, I still don't think there's going to be a global anniversary, but I do think there's going to be like a big celebration. It just won't be labeled as global anniversary. That's kind of my anticipation right now. Because generally in February, they release a really powerful unit. A lot of the time, at least. So,
yeah, you're right. That's the point. They always release a really big unit end of February on Japan. So it's about that time that they release like another really big unit, even though it is close to New Year's. But they've always done it. So
I mean, with the release of like Inu Neko, there's a lot of characters that spring to mind that could be released for this series of units as well.
I don't know. What would be really good?
I don't know what we want to say. I don't really want to talk spoilers because it's too much effort to edit. But like,
you know what's also kind of weird though is like this month, like we had like the Sulong, and we had free to play Jack. We had a free to play Queen. I feel like it makes sense if there's going to be a free to play King, probably Kizuna, maybe Raid Boss. Who knows? So in before new Kaido Kappa. Nah. Surely not, right? We had Kaido Crew in December. So that doesn't really make a lot of sense.
He doesn't exist.
Kaido's the new Sanji.
Oh, he just gets a new unit every like 3 weeks.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like Kaido would be cool, but I feel like it would make a lot more sense to have Kaido's like actually anniversary, like in May.
Yeah.
I think he.
How about we're gonna drop another Kaido, right? But he's also gonna have EOT in his captain effect.
Oh, it's fine, dude.
Oh,
that's something new.
Honestly, just 6+ Dex Kaido. Call it a day.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, actually, yeah, we should be getting a new 6+ this month too. I'm very excited to see what they pick.
Yeah, just make V1 Kaido 6+, make him absolutely cracked, and I'm happy.
People were having a look at like what's like the oldest units that don't have 6+ yet. Obviously, aside log Luffy, there's like V2 Dofi, which we've been wanting for ages.
Yep.
But then also at that point, the next ones is the V2 Admirals and V2 Shanks. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all of those with the 6+ would be kind of godly, to be honest.
V2 Akainu 6+. V2 Akainu 6+ could be actually kind of pog.
Especially if you LB+.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Let's go back to Marine Forward.
Yo, it's time.
Hey, Dressrosa? Anyone for some Dressrosa content real quick?
Yeah.
Hey, it has been a while since we've had a Barto or a Cavendish legend.
Hey, I mean, Barto and Cavendish as a hybrid captain thing, that could be a thing at some point. That could be the slasher combo. Hold on.
Like a striker and a slasher superclass.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe you make somehow you make Barto a slasher or some shit. You make Cavendish superclass slasher, and you make Barto super type or whatever, and you like wrap it up like that.
I don't know. I don't really want more Marine Forward and Dressrosa stuff.
I don't know.
Even though it has been a little while since we've gone back to it though.
True.
Like a lot of people get pissed off about like the so much Wano stuff, but I actually like the Wano stuff, honestly.
It's because it's been an all right variety of things for the time being. But I feel like if they keep trying to dip into the well, we're gonna get a lot more duplicate units. Just in different outfits or just different
Actually, that's kind of interesting. Like the thing is you're right that we actually have like had a really good variety of characters. You know, characters from the Straw Hats to the bad guys to like Komurasaki even. You know, there's like a lot of different units. Like if Marine Forward was like the ongoing arc right now, imagine how many weird and wacky legends we would have. We'd have like a legend squad or some shit.
I would have been down with
let's
that kind of
go.
stuff though. I think Treasure Cruise is at its best when units are unique, like different, like unique characters, like that we haven't seen before. I think that's when Treasure Cruise is at its best. So hopefully they maintain it with Wano. But like obviously with Wano, you're gonna see 100 more Luffys, 100 more Kaidos. Like
of course,
it's just par for the course. I just hope that like they space out those releases enough where it's like not just
like I don't mind them releasing like Luffys and stuff, but yeah, I feel like at this point, considering how many legends they release in a month, it would make sense if like Luffy's are kind of like relegated to like massive anniversary-ish celebrations, and like regular batch legends can be like the unique ones, like a like a cat dog, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, if worst comes to worst, we could always go back into Duffy and pull out a whole cake.
Don't talk about fucking whole cake in front of me.
You don't want another katakuri?
I don't want any more.
They always do my boy dirty.
No more katakuris.
He's
no
a
more
dirty
big
boy.
mums. Relax. All right, next question.
Relax. Yeah.
Next question.
All right.
From Obsidian Steed, they ask, do you believe that 6+ Yamato was released too early? When she begins to fall off, that's when it should have dropped. Like, I understand the hype with her face reveal and stuff, but they could have implemented that to her 6-star rather than a 6+ this early. And then he also asked another question. After the Kizuna and TM, what are your thoughts now on Bon Clay? Indifferent, better, worse? All right, Yamato. Do you think she was released too early? 6+ Yamato, that is. I agree.
I feel like it's like a bullet.
Yeah. I think...
I feel like it's a bullet where... Oh.
Go. Sorry, yeah, go.
You want to go? Alright. I was just saying, like, it's like the same unit, but slightly better. Pretty much like Bullet was, and... Like, it doesn't, like, it would have been nice, but I think, like, it works. Like, Bullet's still pretty good now, even though he's, like, 2 years old or...
Yeah, but, like, no one's using 6-star Bullet.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, at least the Yamato has, like, both versions, which is kind of nice.
I just think that, like, it was a missed opportunity to, like, make her 6-star form what 6+ Yamato is. And then 6+ her, because obviously we're going to get to some big points in Wano. So they could have 6+, but I guess then, like, they're just going to release another Yamato legend. So, like, you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt, I suppose.
I was going to say, I don't feel like they released it too early. For, like, what it is now, it works. I just feel like they should have just released the Psy one. That's what I would have done. Like, the M1 is good. Like, it's not that the unit's bad, but I feel like they didn't need to release Mask Yamato. Like, they could have just released Yamato when the episode came out.
Yeah,
that's an interesting take. Yeah.
I agree with it, though. I think that, like, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just a bit goofy. Like,
either way, the way that they did it, they made so much money that month because of the way they released it.
Not on global, though.
Because of the episode.
Right, not on global, though. They fucked that. But on JP, they popped off.
Like, of course, they made a lot of money out of it, but, like, they could have, like, released Masked Yamato as, like, obviously a different kit, but, like, a free-to-play unit, and then, like, that could have led up to the Legend Yamato.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you guys think when they eventually do the V2 Yamato, she'll also be a Super Sugo, or do you think they'll make her a regular?
Yeah, no, I think she'll be Super
legend.
Sugo.
Every hype unit moving forward is going to be a Super Sugo.
Yeah, I agree with Flame.
I feel like the movie will be a Super Sugo.
I think Shanks will be a Super Sugo without a doubt.
Yep. I mean, I think a lot of people would be hyped about a Shanks getting a Super Sugo unit. That'd be sick as hell.
It just better be fucking good. That's the difference. Okay, the next part of the question. After the Kizuna and TM, what are your thoughts on Bon Clay? Honestly, he did a 180 on me. Bon Clay is fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's broken. Like,
if you didn't have Bon Clay and TM, your damage was significantly worse. Just outright. But the fact that he's so malleable in the sense that, like for example, Ulti and Page 1 were able to shine this Alliance Kizuna purely because you could bring Bon Clay, change your type to Powerhouse or Driven, and then get the conditional boost off with Ulti Page 1. You didn't need to have a specific captain to allow them to work. So Bon Clay's ability to change color and class whenever you need it, essentially, or whenever you pop his special, that is, honestly is really good. And even though his special is a little bit lacking in terms of like use, the space stat boost is incredible. The full board of recovery orbs is really good as well. And even his super type being basically a rainbow super type ability and a chain lock, again, super duper good as well. So I honestly like think that Bon Clay has actually like was a lot better than I initially had thought he was.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when we read his kit the other episode, I mean, I thought he was pretty good. I didn't know that people were like kind of, 50-50 on him.
I was 50-50 when he first dropped. I was like, it's going to be really frustrating to play with the unit, but then after using him, it's like, yeah, he's
it's
actually
so
really
weird
good.
because like he's so much better in the Kizuna than he was on TM.
Yeah, that was the sad part. That was the sad part.
a TM legend.
If it was a TM legend, this TM would have been sick, I reckon. Especially if it was boosted as well with Ace and Marco, like that'd have been really cool.
Yeah,
he's a Kizuna exclusive.
No, he's a TM exclusive.
TM exclusive. Oh,
it's very weird. It should have been a Kizuna exclusive, is what we're saying. He should have been, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna be like amazing on like every Kizuna moving forward.
If he's boosted on the Kizuna, like he's gonna be.
He gives
so
himself
useful.
cooldown reduction, doesn't he?
Yes.
He has the potential ability for it.
Yes, he does. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it gives himself -7 at the start of the quest. And his cooldown is 13 with expansion, 14 normally. Yeah, if you stall correctly, you can always get him on every Kizuna fight. Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, he's really good. All right. Next question. Red Halo Gaming. He asked, the new server had a question about communication features. As an example, they listed item trading. This could be about raid shop or metal exchange, but what if they plan to implement item trading between players? Could that even work without it being either useless or easily abused?
I don't know why they did that.
It was a very weird thing to describe. I agree with what he said in the sense that maybe they mean item trading in terms of raid shop and metal exchange. Kind of makes sense for them to mean that, but there's no way in this game that trading will ever work, period. That's just the...
It'll be abused.
It will, because people... I would buy gem accounts. Gem accounts, pull for the new legend, get the new legend, trade it to my main account. Plain and simple. Yep. It's cheaper. It's the new cheap gems, cheap accounts, like it's...
or what you could do is, like, for example, if like they were giving out tablets, you could just make an account and trade it to yourself.
Yeah, make an account, get the tablets, or buy, it has to be a certain
buy like an active account, and then you just keep buying them, boom, 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 log in, get them.
The difference is though is that like when they remember when they did like the rewards, like essentially they were doing the rewards for the gem spent thing.
Yeah,
I'm not going to talk about Gem Valley, don't worry. But when they were doing the rewards for the gem spent thing for global, they did it based on pirate level, and then the pirate level that they set it up to was level 500. So assuming that trading was to be based upon your pirate level, getting to 500 is piss easy. It's so like straightforward and quick. So like, no matter what restrictions they put around trading in Treasure Cruise, somebody somewhere, aka Fate of Muffins probably on Reddit, will figure out a methodology to abuse it completely. So yeah, it's just, there's no shot. From Twitch Maniac, he asked, would you rather OPTC focus on new content like Grand Voyage, or rework old content? Like, would you prefer revamp TM but same principle, or something entirely new?
New content.
Yeah, I mean,
TM
treasure maps are lost cause.
Yeah, there's no fixing TM. If you were to quote unquote revamp TM, you need to redo the whole thing from the ground up. There's no revamping TM now. Or just remove TM completely and introduce a new shorter game mode that does the exact same thing that TM does. You can do that.
And we've already seen an example of them trying to do that with Neo raids, and that was
a fail.
Oh my god.
They such a missed opportunity to 5+ raid units still. I know we talked about it's just such a missed opportunity.
Yeah, like that Neo stuff was so bad because it wasn't even like the units weren't even that different. Like
not really.
Barely different. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't. It just made it was like the same content over again, but it was way more tedious because you're restricted in what you could bring, and the
Yep.
content was way more difficult, and it was
Yep.
just annoying, and the
Yep.
rewards weren't enough to suffice. It was stupid.
It didn't make sense.
Whenever I think about Neo raids, I always think of Strength Garp on Global and the Neo Dex Whitebeard raid.
Oh
Horrible.
my god, that was so bad, dude. How they gonna do a Neo of the worst ambush unit and be like, oh, let's make his special reduce damage as well. That'll be enough.
He's good now, guys.
And
good.
and to fight him, you got to do the Neo Ivanka.
Oh my god.
Nah.
It
Oh, that
was
was so bad.
It was
Nah, man.
pain, actual
man.
pain.
But did you
At least
notice-
nowadays it's easy, but
And
you
you
know,
have to have Capone too.
yeah, on release you basically
Yeah.
needed
Yeah.
Capone.
Wait, Todd, have you farmed Arena Queen yet?
I'm like, oh, like I've made the video for it, but I haven't
Did
actually
you
done it yet.
notice? Did you notice you're getting invasions from Arena Queen?
I noticed that. I'm like, why
Such
is
a
this
weird
here?
thing. You can now get invasions from clearing regular content that isn't like in like the isn't in like
cycle.
little pack, which is dumb. But I mean, I don't know.
I
I don't
think it's a
know.
bug.
I just want content to be no more revamping content. What's there is there now. Like Kizuna's fine. TM fucking sucks, but there's not much you can do. Like I mean, there's a lot you can do, but there's like no hope for it, like you mentioned. And like I just want new bits of content. I want to have like 6 or 7 different things going on at the same time that you can like jump between and play. That's me though. I think that's the way it should be. It should be new hot shit. I don't want no more fucking TM, but we changed the map so it's new. No, it's not. Don't lie. You naughty. You're teasing me. All right. From Straw Hat Goose, young Goose Man. He asks, what are your top 3 worst debuffs and buffs, and what would you do to rework those if able? Top 3 worst debuffs.
Maybe we come up with a list between us. I
Yeah,
can't
probably.
think of 3 of them.
Okay.
I hate slot barriers.
Barriers are shit. I agree.
Remove SFX
Yeah.
sucks.
Bro, come on, man. Just hit perfects, lol.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Sounds
Slot
out,
barriers
bro.
is trash, man. Debuff.
Oh, the debuffs suck.
I hate. Well, I don't know if it's easier now, but the color barriers were annoying.
Yep. Slot
Like
barriers.
you literally
Slot barriers
just
are
can't
still
hit
shit.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, that's what you meant by slot barriers. I thought you meant slot seal. That's what I
No.
thought you meant.
Oh well, that's kind of shitty, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say slot barriers or barriers
Normal
in general.
attacks only.
NAO, yep, do that.
NAO.
Remember when they made a debuff to remove accumulative damage? To fuck with Doflamingo and Katakuri? What a time to be alive then, man.
Yeah, because normal attacks only wasn't enough.
Red hockey
Yeah.
to a certain extent, maybe.
I hate
Any
burn.
sort of Burn's pretty cringe. Any sort of I don't know if it's a debuff, but like when you if I use an attack buff on a stage where I'm not meant to, you get fucked on.
Oh, like enemy interrupts.
Yeah, interrupts are shit. Interrupts are the worst thing.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's still as prevalent, but I fucking hate ship seal. That shit's cancer. This shit just comes in, just fucks
Nah, man,
everything up.
You have ship bind reduction.
Oh
on
yeah,
characters,
ship bind reduction with the what's it called? The inside ball from the token shop, right?
Yeah. There you go.
No, but that debuffs AIDS because you literally can't get rid of it unless you have the fucking like a random unit on your team with
Yeah.
the thing.
So what do we have? We have slot barriers,
NAO.
NAO.
Can't think of like super annoying because like they all suck, but it's like which ones suck more than the other?
I'll
like,
throw my
there's
hat
a
in the
lot-
ring for
what-
interrupts.
Like so many that you can remove relatively easily. Like attack down kind of sucks.
What's the most common annoying debuff?
Oh, that's a
Paralysis
good
probably.
point. Yeah, I would say paralysis potentially.
Special bind suck. I hate special reverse.
Yeah, special reverse. I agree. Fuck special
Like you can
reverse.
get around it, but it's just like it's annoying having to build for
It's
it.
such a shit thing. Yeah, no, put special reverse down there as the worst.
Yeah.
Three best buffs. Three best buffs.
Attack
Stat boost.
Yeah,
attack
has to
boost.
be there.
Stat boost. Easy.
The
one more.
best buff.
Color affinity, imagine.
Nah, fuck off.
Yeah.
I know, like a buff you get from a versus effect. 'Cause they can't be removed.
What fucking buffs exist?
Pudding buff, lol.
Pudding buff, Toki buff, I guess technically.
Toki buff.
I guess
Toki buff's pretty broken actually.
I guess
it avoid everything.
I guess it's technically a buff because it's an ability. So I'd put it there.
Yeah.
Toki
Alright,
buff.
so how are we improving slot barriers? Pretty easy. Just make rainbow slots count as all of them. Done. Get through.
True.
See you later.
True.
Like,
Give more characters barrier penetration.
yeah, that too. Also a really good point. NAO. How are we improving NAO?
Take it out the game.
It's facts. I just like it's such a backwards debuff, right? Because you have so many characters that's like, oh, do 100x character attack and damage to all enemies or whatever. But nah, just kidding. You have NAO. You can't benefit from that too much.
I kind of understand it though, because like people would be able to just cheese a lot of content.
True.
And
Maybe
they
it
don't
could
want
be
the
like-
cheese.
Maybe it could be like instead of NAO, it could be like it just reduces how much damage you do with the AoE effect or whatever.
Or
Instead
just
of
like
it reduced to
not maybe
one.
just not normal attacks only, but like make it so that like just health cuts don't do.
I mean, Grey
Because
Shield
like people can use because like people can't even use like tap timing bonus damage to like get more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it's
That's-
just health cuts, it like that's literally the biggest problem and why it was put into the game.
And then they introduced Grey Shield, which does the exact same thing.
Yeah,
as
so
the
just
HP
take
coding thing.
take out normal attacks only, just put Grey Shield. Yeah,
Yeah,
just take out normal
done.
attacks only, put Grey Shield.
Sorted. And what was our last annoying one? It was Special Reverse.
Special
Paralysis.
reverse. Also,
Oh, yeah, no,
fear.
special
Fear
reverse.
sucks too.
Fear also sucks too. Just have here's an idea.
When you make a fucking unit, if they reverse the special, make sure I could actually use their fucking special.
Fact. Hey, go off, King. Go off, King.
That's the same as special bind, right? Oh
Yeah,
my god.
all those things, like make more units have fear reduction in their specials. Like make it more accessible in that sense. Like make more units have fear limit break abilities, but like make the fear limit break ability tablets like actually fucking available and shit like that. Like don't limit this.
I'm just waiting for a dual unit to have a switch that reduces cooldowns of a certain type of unit.
It's over.
That'd be godly.
It's over.
Imagine
That would be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, your whole team.
Do we have a ship that reduces cooldown with a special? Oh yeah, the Liberal Hind does with a Psy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
More ships that reduce cooldown would be cool too.
There you go. Because that actually like helps a lot. Like that.
Yeah,
shit
it
sometimes
does.
in content.
Yeah, like sometimes you just need like an extra like 1 turn of paralysis removal or a Jackson. Gotcha.
Done.
That's good.
There you go. That's your debuff reworks.
That's a good question.
Good question, Gooseman. At God Here's 93, they ask, do you feel with the integration of Japan that it's harder to come up with original content on your channels?
Yes. Yes.
It's just because, like, when you look at your sub feed now, it's like there's always like a stack of like 15 videos where it's like Arena Queen.
Oh yeah, dude. Yesterday was crazy. Yeah.
Everyone makes the exact, and everyone has to because everyone's targeting different audiences, right? Or their audiences.
Yeah.
So fair enough. But when it comes to original content, it's very hard to have original content in Treasure Cruise.
Yeah,
because
during the
there's
downtime.
there's nothing to play in Treasure Cruise in downtime. You either have to clear GARP challenges again, or forests, or play PvP, or like that's the only things you can do. So coming up with original concepts is pretty much fucking impossible for the most part. So yes,
Yeah, because like before we had Japan, we had basically like double the amount of videos in a sense. Because if there's news on Japan, you can make a dedicated video for that, and then separate news for global. There's just more videos to make. But now that we're synced, there's not as many videos that need to be completed. There's not as much news happening, which is also why we haven't been able to like do many podcasts either for GGP.
Exactly. So
Yep.
more content, Bandai, please. That's it.
Please.
Abijah Grant, they ask, favorite straw hat?
Oh, I think during Whole Cake it was Brook, but I don't think it's Brook now.
My one's Jimbo. That's my
really?
goat. Jinbei's my goat. I love Jinbei as a character. I think he's sick. Okay. Jinbei or Zoro, but I don't want to be generic, so Jinbei.
Yeah, I think I'm generic, bitch. I'm going Luffy.
Let's go. Knight's gonna be Robin.
No, I would like to say Robin, but I'm also gonna be the generic whore, Luffy.
Flame.
Wow, you would.
I've actually been rewatching One Piece with my friend.
Damn. Bro.
And just got up to Thriller Bark, and I have to say, I mean, I've always liked her, but I'm really feeling Nami.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm trying to feel Nami too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
hey!
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, yo!
Hey, we don't need to say what we know.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It is what it is.
All right. How C? I believe this person's from Assault Force, so this is a very direct question. Is Akano free to play, or have we all been lied to? No comment. Keep it moving.
That man's on another level. He is the most advanced free-to-play player you guys will ever see.
Yeah, and guess what? He's on our team, so fuck y'all. That's the power of me, the fucking scout. Yeah, but I don't know what Akano does. No one knows what he does. He just pops in chat and says, "Yeah, what you built is bad. He's the better team." I'm like, "Yes, sir."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yes, sir."
He's
no worries,
crazy.
sir. I apologize, sir. Like, your team is better than mine.
I don't even think he's human.
He's not. He's actually a robot. We've actually developed an AI to play Treasure Cruise. So,
Damn.
Get scared.
Man, we could have built an AI or some other technology to do anything, but we built an AI to play Treasure Cruise.
One to play Treasure Cruise. There you go. Question from Omni, one of our members. They ask, "Yo guys, how's it been? That new game mode that's coming out is exciting, right? I thought it could be just like that game mode in 7DS, where you play through the story but have to use the bad guys as characters."
Okay.
So
the bad
like,
guys.
So like use the mobs.
Like use the mobs, or like use I think in 7DS, like in particular bits of content you have to use like specific characters, and generally it'll be like the villains and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Like if it's like, oh, you have to use this specific unit to go through it. Like
that's what I thought would be like. That's what I genuinely thought would be would be the way to approach it, though, at the end of the day, right? Like saying, like forcing the player, like if you're like, because if the way that you, like, again, Yoshi describing Grand Voyage is like using older units to get the chance to shine. Like the way that I would see that happening is, instead of saying use Whitebeard, it says particularly you have to use V1 Whitebeard in your crew or in your as your captain or whatever.
What if it was like a point system where the older the unit is, the more points you get, or something?
That's also
like that?
a very good idea. I agree with that.
Oh, but he said it wasn't going to be competitive, so
that's why the point system lets you gather points and spend the points on items. I'm just saying, if you want ideas, hire me, man. I've got some great ones. Thank you, Omni, for the support. OSD Yonko, they ask, after all the hype, Roger and Yamato, got, who of the following characters do you think will be more hype once they arrive as legends? And he listed a bunch of legends as spoilers.
Spoiler.
All right, here we go. Fine, he's a spoiler. If you guys don't want spoilers, then F off. This is your last moment to deal with spoilers, and we'll tell you when we're back. I mean, good luck. It should be on screen if you're watching the video. Otherwise, yeah. All right, yeah. Rox D. Zebek, Ben Beckman, Dragon, Dr. Vegapunk, Adult Momonosuke, and Down D Stairs. Haha.
Who do they mean by that, or is that a joke?
Shout out Kuina for dying on stairs, you know, the most powerful character in One Piece.
Facts.
I mean, a Zebek legend would be fucking sick. I'm down. Give me a Rox legend, you know. I'm for it. I'm so for it. A Rox legend with like young Whitebeard, young Big Mom, and young Kaido characters as well surrounding it.
Yes, chuck a Shiki in there too.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'd probably say Dragon, because Dragon
would be also kind of high.
Dragon's like the last like character, like kind of like Roger. Like everybody knew Roger was gonna come at some point. We all know Dragon's gonna come at some point, so everybody's gonna pull for Dragon, and hopefully he's good as fuck.
Yeah, like Dragon's like one of the last characters that like we've seen. He's in the series, actively in the series, but like we haven't got a treasure.
There's not a Dragon unit in the game.
Yeah, so you're right. Like he's gonna be on the same hype levels as Roger. I think Roger probably would still be a bit more hype. But
yeah,
you're right. He's a character that people would be spending their gems for sure.
Definitely.
A Ben Beckman legend would actually, for me personally, I love Ben Beckman.
I'd be alright with that.
A Ben Beckman like shooter legend would actually be fucking crazy. I reckon that'd be so hype.
Or like Beckman Yasop.
Yeah, yo, hold on, that'd be kind of lit. That'd be kind of lit, dude. Hold on. Vegapunk, I don't really know. For me, it's like whatever.
Nah, not yet.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Adult Momonosuke, that'd be a really cool legend when it happens.
I mean, again, we don't know what he looks like, but dragon form.
At least the dragon form would be
that'd be cool.
What if it's just better V1 Kaido or something? It's exactly like V1 Kaido, just higher multipliers.
Even like a dual like Momo Luffy or a Momo Yamato or something like that.
Yeah.
In his dragon form, I think that'd be pretty cool.
I reckon like it's also obvious we're gonna get a like Zoro versus King and Sanji versus Queen units. It'd be very.
Those would be so juicy.
It would be a missed opportunity for them not to release those as versus units.
That's probably why they're not doing like too many versus like Straw Hats
because they haven't done any yet. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Man, that'd be so good.
I mean, I don't know. Like, is anyone else in Wano that like would be really hype?
Well, honestly, I still want to see a legend X Drake, and I want to see Apu get a legend.
I would love Kinemon to get a legend. That'd be pretty cool.
Yes,
any of
for sure.
the Scabbards getting a legend at some point would be kind of exciting as well. So,
yeah. I mean, the hype stuff is probably going to be for the Annie. Like, they're probably going to do like a bunch of rooftop legends.
Yeah, totally.
I'd imagine.
Because I think the rooftop is supposed to start in March. In the anime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're still a bit off. They're like it's less than 10 chapters from 1,000, but they still have a couple to go. Wow, I think in the one that comes out tomorrow or tomorrow morning, I think Carrot and Wanda go so long.
Yeah, it is.
There you go. Okay.
So they're getting there. They'll probably be there in a couple weeks.
Very close then. So there you go. Maybe the February legend for this month will be something teasing that potentially. So. Who knows?
But also, I have also heard that the entire month prior to the release of the film is going to be filler.
Really? Oh, that makes sense, I suppose.
The whole month of July.
Anime?
Yeah, so the movie comes out on the 6th of August, and then like all of July, so there's going to be like 4 episodes of filler that like are like backstory for the film in some capacity. And they've done it before, but typically it's only been like 2 episodes. But this time they're doing 4. So
yeah, I don't know. That's kind of cringe, but at the same time, I guess it makes sense because they want you to anticipate film Red more than anything else that's happening.
Yep,
because that's a lot of like money that just gets like banged like straight away when you make a film like that. So
I'm excited to see what they do though for the anniversary this year.
You are. Interesting. All right, spoilers are done. If you want to pull up back, yep.
Yellow.
And what other way to end a GGP app off without a question from our boy Cody. Hey guys, as always, love the content and thank you for the work you do. Cause I'm sure you'll cover everything OPTC related. I won't throw my hat in that ring. I've got a doozy for you before food questions. Let's hear an embarrassing story. I'll share mine. Feel free to read it or not at your discretion. No, we're gonna read it and embarrass you. When I was younger, swimming was a big thing for me. I took lessons all my childhood, got certified as a lifeguard, so you could say I enjoy the water. This man's swimming and he's drowning in it, you know what I'm saying? When I was taking lessons, the instructors were high school / university age teachers, so of course I developed a major crush on my instructor. I am telling your wife, Cody, so you better be careful here, bud.
Cheater.
Cheater when he's 8 years old. I won't delve into it too much, but she was a very attractive woman. So here I am, 8 years old, swimming my heart out to impress this 18-year-old instructor. Wore my new trunks, life was good. I go to get out of the pool and realize that I left my trunks behind. Hope you enjoyed that story. Oh no!
Oh my god! Hey yo,
young
Station at 8? That's crazy. Should be arrested.
Young Cody was trying to do some crazy shit. Hold on. Young Cody, more of a demon than fucking peanut butter burger Cody. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's funny.
Now onto the real reason you keep me in the last email slot. Food related questions. let's stick with the pick one rapid fire style. My questions are in brackets. All right, for wings, hot sauce on the wing or on the side?
Depends on the
wing.
sauce.
Your favorite sauce? If you had to go, your favorite sauce in your wing, are you on the wing or on the side?
Like a
On the
buffalo
wing.
sauce.
On.
I'll say on the wing. And he goes on as well, so we're all in contention
Good.
there. Fries or onion rings? I'm a fries guy.
Fries.
Shit. Oh, this is hard, man.
He's onion rings.
Like,
So
these are so good, but no, I think I have to go fries. But man, onion, I can't do it. Onion, they're so good.
fish or chicken? I like chicken.
Yeah, chicken.
He's a
Fish
fish
is good,
guy.
though.
For pizza toppings, for pizza toppings on top of the cheese or under?
Top of the
Both.
cheese.
Both. I wouldn't mind both, but I would say top of the cheese. I reckon.
Yeah, top was probably more ideal.
Like sauce, cheese, and then toppings on top.
Yeah.
Savory or sweet?
Depends on the
Sweet.
mood.
I think I'm savory now. I think I used to be sweet, but now I'm savory.
I do prefer like, it's weird because like it depends on my mood most of the time. But yeah,
Yeah.
probably savory.
And then final thing, barbecue or sushi? I would say sushi for myself.
Well, for me, I didn't answer the last one. I'd say savory, and for this one, barbecue.
There you go.
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
There you go. And he also said
Yo,
sushi. And he's,
we all agreed on everything.
we pretty much all agreed. So there you go. For once in a blue moon.
Shit.
And finally, saying you're going out to eat at a restaurant or a pub or wherever, are you getting dessert? I'm a hard no on that one.
Nope.
That for me depends on who I'm with and what I'm doing. So like,
Right.
Yeah.
I think I'd only get dessert if I was on a date.
That's exactly right. Like if I'm with the girl, then you're getting dessert. If I'm with the boys,
Yeah.
it's just
Like if I'm with
Yeah.
y'all, like fuck y'all, I ain't getting y'all no ice
Nah.
cream.
No, I'm getting my brownie.
Hey, yo,
Get your brownie.
let's go.
You can get your
It
brownie.
depends. Yeah, it depends who you're with, because like, if like sometimes if I'm out with family and stuff, and they're like, okay, we're gonna get dessert. It's like, all right, fuck it, I'll have
Yeah,
something.
I
but
agree.
like, typically if I'm like with like my friends or something like
Yeah.
that, then like no, I'm good.
For me, it's like we'll go out to dinner and then maybe we'll walk and get ice cream somewhere else or whatever when I'm with my
Yeah.
friends. But very
Yeah.
rarely
Yeah.
will I be in a restaurant and then order off their dessert menu. Like unless
Yeah,
I'm
usually it's
After
expensive
after
as
I
fuck.
ate.
yeah after you've
Yeah.
eaten
Right.
because the dessert's bare expensive. But bro, we went to this Italian restaurant like 2 nights ago. Bro, their tiramisu, it was over, bro. That tiramisu was fucking cracking. Too bad it was
Godly.
Love that.
bare expensive, bro. But it's worth it. It was worth it. And
Hell
that's
yeah.
it. As always, thank you for what you do. Apologies for the longer than usual question, but figured I'd bring my A game. The food tier list is in the works, gents. I'll send it along as I'm able.
Oh yes.
Thank you, as
Let's
always, your
go.
boy Cody Canna. Just for preference there, Cody's developing us a food tier list for a GGP extra video. So like, you know, we'll definitely we'll do that when he makes it, and we're gonna go in blind. So once he makes it, we'll make the video. I'll have a look at it, and then the other boys can kind of play it by ear from there. But thank you again, Cody, and that wraps us up for another episode of GGP. We managed to stretch it
wait.
out. Oh, whoa. What's up?
We didn't answer Cody's first question.
What first question?
Oh, that we have
Oh,
to
the-
give ourselves.
the-
Our
embarrassing
embarrassing story.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a question.
Yeah.
I thought it was just chatting. All right.
Oh.
Embarrassing stories. Does anyone have anything that comes off the dome?
I've got one, but it's not that bad. But
Yeah.
it was like when we went on like vacation to Thailand. I would have been probably like 11, something like that.
Yeah.
And we went on this like boat tour thing, which took us around some of like the islands, and we got to check out some of the beaches and have lunch in all these different islands. It was really cool.
Mhm.
And on the way home, looking back at like at one of the shorelines, just the way the perspective of everything was, there was like a lighthouse on the coast.
Oh,
And
God.
the way that the boat was moving as well, it made it look like the lighthouse was moving. And I was screaming at the top of my lungs to my parents, "Oh my god, the lighthouse is moving!" And they gave me
That's
the
so
strangest
good.
look, and everyone else on the boat thought I was a crazy
This
person.
man's an actual psychopath. Everyone's like, what the fuck is this kid talking about?
So yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. realizing that the lighthouse was definitely not moving. Yeah. Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't know if I have anything like crazy embarrassing, I suppose.
Well, this wasn't. Well, I mean, I guess it was kind of embarrassing, but it's more funny. When I was younger, like somewhere between 5 to 10, my family went to the Chinese buffet. I don't know if you guys have those over there, but it's basically a buffet. Anyway, I don't know what I got, but I got ketchup with whatever I got. And for whatever reason, I was holding just a plate of ketchup over my head and walking.
What? Whoa, hey, yo.
So I was walking, my mom was behind me, and then out of nowhere, the plate hit my head, and I saw ketchup on my face.
Oh, no.
What the hell?
Yeah.
You must have been so gassed to have a whole plate of ketchup above your head. You're like, I'm gonna get into this food, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were ready.
Yep. And I got my ass beat.
Yeah, yeah. My parents have done the exact same thing, man.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I guess like a school story. So like in Australia we call it like dacking. Todd probably knows what I'm talking about. But it's like,
yes,
where it's like for some reason like you go around and you're at school. You just go around. You just try to pull your friend's pants down just for.
So pantsing.
Oh yeah, pantsing for you guys. Yeah. For us, it's called dacking or whatever. One time, like we're just like walking about, and my friend he goes to pull mine down, and like we're wearing like sport uniform, because we're wearing sport uniform because of something. And he goes and grabs it. But he grabs my underwear as well.
Oh no!
He starts pulling, and then like as I realizing he's doing it, I realize like my underwear is going with it too. So I quickly go and grab my pants. Thankfully, like only my cheeks were showing, not the other end. You know? But like that shit was so crazy because he went and he gripped. Like he wasn't just grabbing the bottom of the pants; he was gripping, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That guy was a demon.
He was freaking foaming for this, man.
Dude, and
hit that man with the balls.
That man is my best friend to this day still, thankfully enough. But like that was some crazy shit, man.
Holy.
Night. Surely you got something, Night. Surely you got something in the catalog there.
Yeah. So God, when was this? It was like in preschool or something. Well, I've always really liked reptiles and stuff, but like especially when I was younger. So there was like some like movie we were watching about it, and for some reason, I think they said something wrong, or I was talking to some kid about it, and I just started freaking out and shouting at them.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean you were freaking out?
What?
I started getting mad and like shouting at the kid or at, like the whole class or some shit. I saw like a old report card like a couple years ago at home in like a random bag about Knight is screaming and like I was like, holy shit.
You guys commit misdemeanors.
My guy's getting detention for yapping at some kid that said, "Hey man, this lizard doesn't look like this, bro." That's so good.
Up dead.
Damn, there it is. All right, I think that wraps us up though. Thank you everyone for listening to another episode of the GGP Podcast, episode 60. Before we finish and get into the wrap up, I want to give a massive shout out to our members. You know, as per usual, if you want to become a member on the GGP channel and give back to us for, you know, just a little sign of thank you, there is the join button there right below the video next to the subscribe button. So make sure you hit subscribe and then also hit join if you want to support us. So shout out our good members, Ryoiin and Stump, our great members, MyDrunkenMoneky and Cody, our perfect member, Kisa, and our GGP producers, TheLordShiro, Mecha Gary, Alex, and Omni. You know, and we do appreciate it so much. It's a little kickback for us, and you know, it helps us keep producing this kind of content. But in the usual sense of the imagination, we hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Helps out a great deal. Hit the like button as well. You know, it tells YouTube that we're doing a good job. And make sure you leave some comments down below to let us know what you liked and what you didn't like. If you're looking for more of us, you can find us at Linktree, linktr.ee/GooglePerfect. You can find all of our social medias there. Our Twitter at GGP Podcast. You can find us on Anchor, anchor.fm/GooglePerfect. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and a bunch of other places as well. And like I said before, make sure if you haven't subscribed yet, you do that. We're road to 2.5k subs is the new plan. So make sure you hit sub if you haven't done so yet, and you hit like on the video, and you know, leave all those good vibes down below. Also, all of our socials, that's Flamevious, Nitemare JP, and Toadskii. All of our socials are down below in the video description as well. Make sure you go follow everyone on that too. Without further ado, I've been Captain Papi, Flamevious, Nitemare JP, Toadskii. Thank you all for listening to the episode. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Skidoo.